Good morning, students. Welcome back to C++ class. In the last class, already have explained what is a function, how to create the member functions. Means we can create member functions inside the class, outside the class using a scope resolution operator. So, in whichever method you create a function, if you want to execute the function, what you have to do? You have to call the function. So every time calling a function is an overhead. Okay, so in C++ we have a mechanism called constructor. It is similar to function only, but that can be executed automatically without calling. Okay, so it will increase your program performance. Okay, so constructor, it's a very important topic, and 100% you can expect a question from a constructor. Okay, so now in today's class I will explain you about constructor. Okay, so constructor is a special member function. See, already I have explained in a class we have a data members and member functions. Okay, which are called as a properties of class. So if you have a member functions, and that function may have body, that function may have data members, that function may have a different variables. Okay, and we'll write a function for some specific purpose. But when that function will be executed, when you call the function, at that time it will be executed. So here I want to create one member function called constructor, which can be executed automatically without calling. Okay, so here you see the definition. A constructor is a special member function. Constructor is a special member function that is executed when we create object of the class. Okay, so when the actually what is a constructor? Constructor is similar to member function, and that can be executed when you create an object. Actually, when you create an object, at that time only a program, a class will get the memory. So when the object is created, at that time constructor will be executed. What it means? When object gets, when class gets a memory, at the same time function will also be constructor will also be executed. Okay, so here only the thing you need to remember is constructor is a member function. Constructor is a special member function that can be executed automatically when an object is created. Okay, so what is a constructor? Constructor is a special member function that can be executed automatically when the object is created. Okay, now here I have given the difference between a normal function and a constructor. Okay, so constructor is different from a normal function. See, few features you have, few feature constructor will get constructor few features, and member functions features are same, only the calling and execution methods are different. Okay, so only that differences here I have given. Okay, you can see here constructor is different from normal function. First difference you can see, constructor has same name as the class itself. So when you are creating a constructor, it is a condition that whatever name you have given to a constructor, whatever name you have given to a class, that class name and constructor name should be same. Okay, so whatever name you have given to a class, same name you should give to a constructor. That is the first one. Next, if it is a member function, that member function may have a return statement. But if it is a constructor does not have any return type, means there is no return statement inside the constructor. Okay, if you write a member function, no, there will give the return type, return 0, return 1, return a plus b, like that will give. But if it is a constructor, we won't supply such type of values. Okay, so actually the constructor itself, it does not have a return type. Okay, next, if we do not specify a constructor, C++ compiler generates default constructor. Example, suppose I have not created any constructor. By default, compiler will give the constructor. So that is called as a default constructor. Okay, so this is an introduction of constructor. It's a member function that is executed automatically when the object gets created. Okay, now conditions. When you are creating a constructor, what are the conditions and what differences you have between a constructor and special member functions? Constructor name and class name should be same. Constructor does not have any return type. Right? And when constructor is executed automatically when object is executed, when object is created. And by default, every program is having a one constructor. Example, you are not creating constructor, then compiler automatically it will create a constructor. Okay, this is an introduction about constructor. Now, here you see the syntax. Class, class name. Class is a keyword. Class name is an identifier. Means you can give any name to a class. Whatever name you are giving to a class, that is called as an identifier. You can give any name. Now, inside the class you see opening and between a opening and a closing braces which ends with the semicolon. There you see under public section. And one more point I forgot to remember, so I'll tell you, that is constructor should be always in a public section. Okay, remember that point. Where will write the constructor? Constructor always will write inside the public section only. Right, here you see public, class name. So whatever name you have given to a class, same in the public name, public specifier I have given class name. The bracket parameters list, because it is similar to member function. No? So member function may have parameters. Similarly, a constructor can also have the parameters. So whatever parameters constructor is having, no, that parameters will write inside parenthesis. So here first class name is the name of the class. In the public access specifier you have given class, no, that is nothing but the constructor. Okay, so it may have a block of statements. So if it is a block of statements, that statement should be enclosed between a opening and a closing braces. Okay, example here you see class keyword wall is the name of the class. Okay, so I am creating a class now. Next, in the public section you see there I am creating a constructor wall, and whatever code is there that I am writing inside a opening and a closing braces. Now you can observe one thing here. First point, class name, constructor name should be same. And the second one is where I have created in the public section. Okay, so public, inside the public I have created a wall. Okay, these are the rules. Understood? Now come to a type of constructors. See, constructor is a special member function I said. In member functions also there are different types. Similarly, in the constructor also there are different types of constructors. Okay, types of constructor, and one point I want to remind you is 100% you will get one question from a constructor. Right, so here we have a different types of constructor. First one is a default constructor, the second one is a parameterized constructor, and the third one is a copy constructor. Okay, how many types of constructors we have? 3 types. First one is a default constructor, the second one is a parameterized constructor, and the third one is a copy constructor. Okay, now we'll discuss one by one. Default. See, in the name itself you have a definition, default. Okay, with if you want to define also, by default you will get, or we can say that it is a built-in default constructor, right? A constructor which has no argument, a constructor which is having a no argument, that constructor is called as a default constructor. Okay, the constructor which is not having any parameter, that constructor is called as a default constructor, right? No parameters means it is not taking any value from a user. It may have its own value in the body, but right now it is not taking any value. Only the thing you need to remember is the constructor which is not having any argument, that constructors are called as a default constructor, right? Now you see the conditions here. Construct, what is the name of the class here? Construct. Okay, under public access specifier, you see I have created a constructor and a class name, constructor name is same, but there is no parameters inside the parenthesis. You can see no parameters, no? So if there is no parameters, then it is called as a default constructor. Okay, now in the constructor you see a equals to 10, b equals to 20. Two variables I have installed. Next I have closed the constructor. Next I have closed the class. You can see name of the class, name of the constructor is same, and it is declared inside the public access specifier. Now come to the main function. In the main function I have created one object. You see what is the name of the class? Construct. What is the name of the object? C. Okay, here what is the name of the object? C. Now here I am printing C dot A, C dot B. Okay, so here I am executing that A value and B value I am printing on the output screen. Right, here only one thing is when C is created, no, at that time only the constructor is called. Right, now the second one is a parameterized constructor. Parameters means here one thing I want to tell you is, say here in this constructor, construct is there is no parameters, means there is no value inside this brackets. So if there is a value inside this bracket, see here employee int I, string n, float s, three parameters are there, no? If parameters are there inside the parenthesis, then that is called as a parameterized constructor. Okay, here you see a constructor which has parameters is called as parameterized constructor. Okay, so what is a parameterized constructor? The constructor which is having a parameters are called as parameterized constructor. Okay, and what is the use of this parameterized constructor? Example, in the default constructor there is no value, actually there is no parameters inside the parenthesis, but in parameterized constructor we have a parameters. So if you have a parameters, then what is the use of that parameters? So parameters are used to receives the value, it takes the value. Okay, understood? Now here you see example program. Using namespace std, as usual we are including this module in our program. Next, class is a keyword, employee is the name of the class. Now in the public section you see three data members I have given, int id, string name, float salary. Three data members I have given, one is an integer, the second one is a string, and the third one is a float. Now after that data members, in the next line I have created one constructor. You see employee in the bracket, int I, string n, float s. You can see this. I for id, n for storing a name of a employee, and s for storing a salary of the employee. Okay, so constructor name is employee. As already explained, class name, constructor name should be same. Okay, now come to the method, display method. So in the display method, what I have given ID, means I am printing ID, name of the employee and the salary of the employee I am printing using a method. Okay, so now I have created a method, I have created a constructor, but when that will be executed? When you create an object, at that time the constructor will be executed. Okay, here you can see int main void main function. Okay, main function only, in a main function only will create an object. Okay, here employee is a name of the class, and that class, for that class we are creating an object. What is the name of the object? E1. Okay, employee is the name of the class, E1 is the name of the object, equals to employee. And this employee have after the equals to whatever you have given, no, that is called as a parameterized constructor. Okay, that is the constructor, and inside the parenthesis there are values, right? So if there are values, then that is called as a parameterized constructor, because that values are used to give a value, means these values are substituted in the constructor. Okay, so employee is the name of the class, E1 is the name of the object, equals to employee is a constructor, and in the bracket three values I have given, that is a 101, next to Sonu, comma 89,000, 8,90,000 I have given, no? That three are called as a parameters. Okay, so we are at the time of constructor, at the time of constructor calling, we are supplying a values. Okay, at the time of constructor calling only we are supplying a value, because it is a parameterized constructor. If it is a parameterized constructor, then what you have to do, when the constructor is called, no, when the function is called, will give the value. Similarly, when constructor is executing, at that time only you should give the values. Okay, understood? So this is called as a parameterized constructor. Now you see the next line, employee E2 equals to again employee 102, Nakul, comma 59,000 I have given. Same constructor, now second time I am calling. Okay, it is the same constructor only, but I am calling this second time. So when you call the constructor second time with the different values, again that will be executed. Understood? Okay, first time I have given 101, so no 8 lakhs 90. Second time same constructor I am calling, values I am changing. 102 Nakul 59,000 I have given. Now E1 dot display. In the display method, what you have? We are printing cout, output, ID, name, salary. We are printing. Okay, and we are printing for a object E1 and object E2. If it is using object E1, what values you will get? 101 Sonu 8,90,000. And E2, when E2 display is executed, you will get 102 Nakul 59,000, because 101 Sonu 8,90,000 belongs to E1 object. 102 Nakul 59,000 is belongs to E2 object. So when E1 dot display is executed, first values will be displayed. The second one is executed when E2 is executed, second object values will be displayed. Okay, so this is about parameterized constructor. Now the next one is copy constructor. Okay, copy constructor means will copy of data of one object into another object. Just will copy information from one object to another object. That is called as a copy constructor. You see the definition here. A copy constructor is a member function. Okay, copy constructor is a member function that initializes an object. Okay, copy constructor is a member function that initializes an object using another object of the same class. In the previous example, two objects I have created, E1 and E2. So if E2 is created by copying E1, then it is called as a copy constructor. Okay, you see, copy constructor is a member function that initializes an object using another object. Example, int A1, one variable I have given. Now int B equals to A1. A1 values are assigned to B1. So B1 is called as a copy constructor. Okay, so here we are creating one object by copy the content of another object. Right. Now here you see the syntax. Class name, const keyword, class name and old object. Right. Here class name is same and old object, using which object you are creating a constructor. That name you have to give. That object name you have to give. Now here I have given one example program. You see, as usual here I have given IOStream, namespace std. If you have created namespace std, then whatever modules, whatever functions are available in that namespace std, all those will be invoked into your program. Okay, now class student. So what is the name of the class here? Student. Public int x, only one variable I have declared and one parameter I have, one constructor I have created here, student, because name of the class, name of the constructor should be same. Next, int a means this constructor is going to receive one value at the time of execution. Now x equals to a. Next, one more constructor I am creating here, student. In the bracket you see in the parenthesis, student ampersand I. Okay, ampersand I means here actually student here is the old class, old constructor class, and it is creating a I is nothing but here it is an object. Okay, student ampersand I. This is a copy constructor. Ampersand, we are taking a value of another one. X equals to I into x. Right. Now what is I? Here we learn. You see, student stu10. So we need to call a parameterized constructor here. Understood? Student is the name of the class and stu is an object. Okay. Now student stu2 is another object, and that object is created by copying stu. Okay, stu is a first object, and by passing that object, by copying that object, we are creating a one more object, that is stu2. Now cout first object value and cout second object value. Okay, so this is about the copy constructor. Here is nothing but we'll create a new object by copying a previous object. That's it. If you want to copy here, what will use? Ampersand will use. Understood? Ampersand. So before destructor, see how many constructors we have? Two. Student, student. Okay, so in the first student directly I have given the value. In the second student I have given the class name ampersand I. Here I is nothing but a one value. Okay, value is nothing but this class value, the data member. Now destructor. It is opposite to the constructor. See, constructor, when constructor is when object is created, no, constructor will be executed automatically. So memory will be allocated to that function, that class. But here we have one more concept called destructor. Means when the program execution is over, the program should be closed. That is done by the destructor. Okay, so here you can see the definition. Destructor is a normal member function which destructs or deletes the object. So using an object we are creating a constructor. No, same using a destructor we are destructing or deletes all the objects. Right. Now here also class name destructor name should be same, but destructor should be preceded with negation. Okay, negation, whatever constructor name is there, no, that you have to give. Now here you few points I have added regarding a destructor. Destructor functions automatically invoked when the objects are destroyed. When the execution of program is over, then objects are destroyed. No, that is done by the destructor. Okay, and if it is a constructor, you need to create, you need to call. But if it is a destructor, nothing you have to do. Automatically it will be called when the object is destroyed. Okay. Next, the destructors does not have arguments. The destructor, it is for only for terminating. No, there is no need of giving a values to the destructor. So destructor should not have any values, right? The next, a destructor should declared in the public section of the class. So as usual, wherever you create where you will create the constructor in the class itself. Similarly, destructor also you should create inside the class only. Okay, and that should be in a public section. Next, here you see the example program. As usual, IOStream, namespace, and a class I have given. What is the name of the class here? Employee. Now come to the public section. Employee. Cout constructor invoked. Next, same name you can observe. Employee brackets, that is a constructor. Negation employee, that is a destructor. Okay, only negation. Class name, constructor name should be same. Constructor name, destructor name should also be same. Okay, actually class name equals to the destructor name, but it should preceded with the negation. Now come to the main function. Here I have created two objects, E1 and E2 to employee class. Okay, now here when object is created, at that time only the constructor will be executed. So this is about our constructor. Okay, the next topic we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you.